Hi everyone, and welcome to the Book Direct Show. My name is Alex and I'm the co-founder and CEO of SyncBnB, a product that helps vacation rental owners and managers increase their revenue and avoid double bookings. Now, if you're watching this, you probably want to increase your direct bookings or even get them for the first time. In both cases, this presentation is for you. So in the next 35 minutes, I'll be showing you step-by-step instructions, including commentary, how to build your own direct booking website. No coding required, and all that can be done for less than $100. Sound hard to believe? Well, stick around and let's see how it's done. So let's get started and see how we can build our own direct booking website in 10 simple steps, less than $100 cost. You'll be amazed. So before we start, let me say that it's not for everyone. So you need some sort of technical background or knowledge. You don't need to know how to write code. You don't need to be a programmer. You need to understand technology. You need to have used software online. So if you can create your own account on Airbnb and add properties on Airbnb, you're fine. You can create your own website. It's just point and click. But if you have difficulty using online services like Airbnb or Booking.com and you find it difficult to create your own profile or properties on those platforms, you might find some difficulties. You can ask anyone to help you do it. We'll have a solution for that for you. I'll tell you more about that at the end. But for the vast majority of the people that are watching this now, it should be fairly easy and probably maybe 8 to 10 hours of work to complete the whole website and launch it and publish it and start getting direct bookings and payments. So having said that, let's see, let's start with why. It's always good to start with why. So why do you need to get direct bookings? You need to get direct bookings for many reasons, because you can save the fees and the commissions that you would normally pay to channel. So you get 15 to 20% higher revenue. You need to create your own brand, and that's very important for any professional or anyone who wants to do stuff in the vacation rental industry seriously. It's important because you need to take control of your marketing, and when you get bookings through platforms, you usually get a temporary email from your customers, which is not valid after a few weeks of the check-in. So when you get direct bookings, you get the real email of the customer and his phone number and everything, so you can contact him and send him offers or any other information you want. It's important because you control the experience. So when someone books through Airbnb or Booking or any one of those websites, you cannot control what they see. They see whatever Airbnb or Booking.com or whatever other site has built. Whereas when he comes to your website, you control the experience every step of the way, all the flows, how he checks out, how he books, everything is under your control. And last but not least, you control the rules. So if you have a rule of strict cancellation, it's a rule of strict cancellation. You impose that rule. Whereas, as we've seen in the past, during COVID, most of the platforms did not take seriously the cancellation policies of the hosts. So they did not give the money back to the host that they owed. Whereas when someone books through your own website, then you control the rules. And if you have a strict cancellation policy, you can impose that. So you're not reliant on anyone else. Now, based on data gathered from our customer base, what we see is that there are various different ways to attract direct bookings. You can just, someone might call you and give you, a booking request by phone, or they might send an email, or they could find your page on Facebook and book through that. But by far, the most popular way for someone to book directly is using the website of the property. So if you're serious about getting double bookings, you need to get your own direct booking website, even if someone else builds it for you or if you do it yourself. And that takes us to our next slide, which we will see how many options are available for someone to build his own website. So there are quite a few options. The most popular are either you use an agency. So you can go to a web design agency and ask them to build a website for you, and that's usually the most expensive option. And it could cost you up to a few $1,000s or even more, depending on how large your website is, how many properties you have, how much content it has. It would usually cost somewhere around from three, four up to $10,000, depending on the website and depending on the country and many other parameters. So it's by far the most expensive option you have. Another option is using a subscription service. So there are many either channel managers or PMS software out there that also provide you with a direct booking website. Now, the problem with that is that you do not own the website, and you have to pay a subscription fee every month as long as you're using it. And if you want to stop using it, then you lose the website. And the third option is to build your own, which we will discuss today. I'm leaving another option that you'll see on the bottom left called Option X, which has low cost and low effort, but I'll leave that for the end. So for now, the lowest cost but highest effort option is to build your own website. So let's see a few pros and cons of each option. If you go to an agency, you'll get a very high quality website, probably if you choose the correct agency. You probably have to spend the least amount of time because they will do the work for you. And of course, you keep your site. It's your website, and you get it and you keep it, and it's yours forever. However, it's expensive. You're in trouble if you don't find the correct agency, and you work with an agency that they might be scamming you, or they just might not be good enough. And more times than not, unfortunately, you will end up paying more money than you should have for the quality of a website that you will receive. Subscription services are relatively low effort because you still have to upload all your content and your photos, your descriptions, amenities, facilities, your prices. You have to put all that information in yourself in a relatively, usually easy interface, something that looks like Airbnb. You don't need to worry about hosting. They take care of that. And it's usually bundled with some sort of software, a property management system, or a channel manager. In the cons, you have to pay every month. So it's a subscription service that you have to pay every month. You don't keep your site if you decide to stop paying. And if you leave the main service, which is the property management system or the channel manager, then you usually also lose the website. And if you want to build a new one, you have to start from scratch. You can't use the content you had before or anything else. And the migration is usually difficult when you want to leave and go somewhere else. Whereas building your own, you get, the pros are you get the cheapest possible option, you own the website, you have maximum flexibility, but the quality is not guaranteed because it depends on, the personal touch you will put into your website. There's a steep learning curve, more steep than the other options, because you have to find out how various things inside WordPress work. So let's see the 10 steps, actually 11, but it sounds better when you say that it's 10 steps to build your own website. It's very easy. You can have a quick look here at the options. And let me also tell you that you can find all this online. There's a guide online on syncbnb.com that has all these steps laid out, very detailed, and with videos and photos and screenshots. Everything you need is there. So even if you miss this presentation, or if you cannot, if you miss parts of this presentation, you can still see everything you need on the guide. So first step is to open an account with a hosting provider. So in our example here, we're using GoDaddy. We don't have any affiliation with GoDaddy. It's just the most popular option. And it's good to choose a service that has all-in-one. So it's best if you can choose one of the services that you can get your domain name, your website hosting, your WordPress hosting, everything in one place. So just go to GoDaddy, create an account, and follow the steps. After you've finished, you will get to the products page, which takes us to the next step. So the next step is to select a domain name. There are various things to keep in mind when you're selecting a domain name. It's good to choose something that's unique. Domain name does not necessarily have to be your property name, but in some cases it's good. So, for example, if you have an apartment in, let's say, New York, it's good to have a domain name that describes the type of your apartment. So, if it's, a sky high apartment, just choose newyorkskyhighapartment.com, which will help you a lot due to SEO, which may it will help you when people are trying to find and Googling online for a sky high apartment in New York. It will help them find you faster. Whereas if you have a villa in some exotic island, or it's you have your own brand name and you've built that brand name, then use that as your domain name. The next step is to buy your domain name. So it's a very easy process. Just go to the GoDaddy's domain name search page, write your preferred domain name in the search box, and search for it. Check if it's available or not. So if it's not, GoDaddy will suggest similar domains. You can see those below. Just add the domain to the cart, continue to check out, give your billing information, your credit card, everything you need to complete the purchase, and bam, you got a domain name. It's yours. The next step after you get your domain name is to get a managed WordPress hosting. So what a managed WordPress hosting is, instead of just buying a hosting server and setting up WordPress on your own, you get that ready. So GoDaddy and many other hosting providers, offer this option. It's easier and it will save you a lot of hassle because they take care of all the updates, the backups, the installation. So get a managed WordPress hosting. You can get the managed WordPress hosting for as low as €4 a month, so which is something like $4.50. There are various options to choose from. For most of the cases, and for most of you guys listening to this right now, the basic option will be enough. The next step in the process is to buy a vacation rental theme that you will use on your WordPress website. So what a theme is, it's a collection of, it's a layout that someone designed that has photos and a layout and a user interface and a user experience already set up specifically for vacation rentals. So there are many out there. What we propose and what we suggest is to find one that includes the HBook plugin. So we'll say more about the HBook plugin in a while. For now, what I can tell you is that there's quite a few themes out there that support the HBook plugin, and you can choose whichever one you like best. There are usually the themes also have a few templates you can choose from. The most popular websites to download and buy themes for WordPress is Envato, also known as ThemeForest. So I think if you Google Envato or ThemeForest, any of those two will get you to the same website, and you can download any theme that includes HBook. What we suggest is that you download the Adomus WordPress theme, which includes HBook. We're not affiliated with them. We don't get paid anything if you go and download it. It's just the most popular one that we found, and we've tried it out with many websites, and it's working well. So you can of course use any one you prefer if you find another one that works as well as this one. The next step is to install it. So once you're done, just navigate to the download section. You'll find the theme that you just downloaded there. Click on the drop-down menu and choose Installable WordPress File Only, which contains the theme zip file that you just downloaded and bought. And then download also all files and documentations, and you'll need that for later, but not at this point. So just download those files, have them handy, because we will need them in a while. The next step is to install the theme you just downloaded. So it's a pretty straightforward process. You just log into your WordPress site, the one that you installed a few steps before, and you just go and install the theme From editing the website, you'll find the option to install the theme on your WordPress. Just install the theme and you're done. You just go to Appearance. I'll just take my face out of here so you can see. Go to Appearance, select Themes, and when you get to the Themes option, just click Add New. Upload the theme that you downloaded from Envato or ThemeForest, and you're done. That's about it. The next step is to open a payments account to accept cards. So you've downloaded your theme, which also included HBook, which is the booking engine that we will use. We will see more about that in a while. You also need to open a payments account if you want to accept credit cards from your guests. You can also accept PayPal or other types of payments. But for this example here, we will create a Stripe account. For any one of you that doesn't know what Stripe is, it's probably the largest payment processor for online payment processing. And they're very easy to use, very friendly, and we suggest you try that out. And if you want to try any other payment processor, just make sure that HBook supports it. So I'll show you later on where you can find that in HBook. So in order to open a payments account, just go to stripe.com, click create an account, and just follow the steps. It's very easy. And in less than 10 minutes, you'll have the payments account set up and running. You note here that depending on your country, Stripe might let you create an account even if you don't have a company. In some countries, Stripe might need you to provide company details. So it really depends on your country. So start the process, see how it works when you start to create your own account, and you'll see what Stripe asks from you. It's important after you've created your account on Stripe to copy your Stripe Live keys, and you will find that under the API section on stripe.com. So once you've signed up, just use the toggle in the top left of the screen, click on Activate Account, and this makes your account active. You need to get your set of Live API keys, so go to Account, then Account Settings, and select API keys, and copy the Live secret key and the Live publishable key. Keep them saved. We will use those later inside HBook. The next step is to activate the HBook plugin. So just go to Plugins, select Install Plugins, find HBook, and activate it. And after you activate it, you'll need to find licenses on the bottom left of the menu and activate your license to unlock the HBook plugin. You can do that by entering your purchase code. So you can always find your purchase code in Envato by following these steps. Go to the downloads page on your Envato account, find the item you bought, HBook plugin or Adamus theme, click download, and then click license certificate and purchase code. Open the license file. It contains several details. Among them is your purchase code, and you will use that purchase code to activate your HBook plugin. Step 7, set up your properties in the accommodation section. So once you're in your WordPress administration interface, just go to accommodation and start setting up your properties, which means adding, a couple of photos for the property, the name of the property, how many people it can accommodate, and other information about the property, like amenities, facilities, the content, the description, everything goes here. So the accommodation section is where you add all the information about your homes and your properties. So it's a fairly easy process. It's like adding a new property on Airbnb. So before we go into the next step, it's important to say the Adamus theme we have installed allows for a demo installation. So this has multiple advantages and disadvantages, and you get to choose whether you want to go with it or not, depending on your preferences. So on the one hand, a demo theme is perfect for first-timers who are not very familiar with WordPress. It lays out everything for you, and all you need to do is edit from there. However, it doesn't give you as much flexibility when it comes to creating your own full experience. So you first need to activate your HBook plugin. It's already installed, so go and activate it. After that, you need to find licenses and just put the license like we said before. And now it's time to set your first property. So before you do so, I want to make sure you have a few things ready with you. So you will first certainly need one hero image of your property. Make sure it's professionally shot picture because it shows all of your property's best assets and it should be high quality. Have a description ready for your properties. A few tips for that include either a quick summary that includes the most important things about your property, a catchy headline, add the number of rooms, amenities, neighborhood information, add any experiences that might be happening nearby, then go to accommodation, click add new. Step 8, set up seasons. So what seasons is, if you have different rates for different seasons or different policies, first you create your seasons. Just go to the HBook option in the menu, find the seasons and set them up. So you can add summer season, high season, low season, or combinations with days. So maybe you have high season weekends, high season weekdays, anything that has any season or group of days that has its own rates and policies. You create a season entry in this section here. The next option is to set up your booking rules. So again, go into the HBook menu, find booking rules, and set them up. So what booking rules is maximum length of stay, minimum length of stay, which days are available for check-in or check-out. So for example, you might allow check-in only on Saturdays, as many properties do. Or you might allow check-out only on specific days. So this is where you will set this up. The next step is to add your rates. So just go to HBook, find rates, and start setting them up. Select your season, select your rate. If you have a price, per adult above normal occupancy, you can set that up either as as a flat fee or as a percentage of the booking. If you have a separate price per child above a specific occupancy, again, you can set that up, and various other things. Then you have to set up your fees. So go to HBook and find fees. Any fees and taxes you add here will be compulsory and will be added on top of every reservation. They can either be a fixed amount or a percentage, and they can be applied to either accommodation prices or extra services prices. You can add fixed fees on, per person per day, per accommodation. There are many different options to choose from. And fixed fees usually include, cleaning fee, service fee, taxes, tourist taxes. So anything you charge on top will be added here. Then you have to add a payment method. So HBook also allows you to choose different payment methods for your guests. Go to HBook, find payment settings on the menu, and customize according to your requirements. So the options include your customers choosing between different payment options, whether they need to leave a security deposit or not. Here you get to choose the amount and when they pay it. If it's before they arrive, it will be added to the total amount. Payment currency, choose from, and payment gateway. So here is where you will activate your payment gateways. In our case, we've chosen Stripe. So this is what you will activate Stripe. And all you need to do is just add the publishable key and the secret key, and you're all set to go. Step 10, we're almost done. So your website is functional. You can now accept bookings. You can charge credit cards. The whole process works, but you don't have any content yet besides the accommodation content. So you need to add some more content to your website, like information about the surroundings, about the neighborhood, about the place. In the world of marketing, content is king. So in the world of vacation rental, property rentals, content is essential for your guests. They need to know stuff about the place, about the the surroundings. So create a content marketing strategy for your website that will increase your traffic, it will build your brand more, and help your guests form a connection with you and your property before they even come to your place, before they even set foot in your home. So there are plenty of content options you can choose from, but the most important is content about your area and your neighborhood. So go to dashboard, click on pages, and then click add new. And this is where you can set a whole page to give your potential guests all the information they need about your location. Just follow the steps. It's very easy. And some tips and tricks for creating content include adding fun facts about your area, a hidden treasure guide, tips and tricks for first timers in the location, and as always, just keep it original, unique, and personal. Don't just copy paste stuff from the internet you find. Try to write your own content. It will help you a lot SEO wise. So it will help you a lot to get customers find your website through searching on the internet if you have unique content. If you just copy paste, you will show lower in the rankings. Part of adding content is to add reviews and testimonials from your existing customers. So most travelers check reviews before making a reservation. If you have a collection of real guest reviews, even if it's from other platforms like from Airbnb or from anyone else, add them on your website. Make sure they're updated regularly and make sure you have the latest reviews up there. You can add testimonials or otherwise reviews by going to your dashboard, find the option that says testimonials, and click Add New. Just copy and paste your reviews there, and you're all set. In order to add a footer, which is important in many sites, so you can have a few things about your property, your contact details, or a small map, or a small contact form, go to your dashboard, click Manage Widgets, Manage Live Preview, go to Widgets, select Footer, column 1, and add your widget, give it a name, select what it will look like, and this is each section of the footer is a widget. So just add a widget in the footer for every part that you want to show here. Now, last but not least, you have your website, you're accepting bookings, everything's fine, but when you get a booking from your own website, you need to update your other channels. So you need to update Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia, HomeAway, whatever other channel you're selling your home and you're getting bookings from. You need to update the calendar so that you don't get a double booking. So you need a channel manager to do that. It's the general category of software. They're called channel managers. SyncBnB is one of them. You can try us out. Just go to syncbnb.com, click on the free trial. We have a 30-day free trial. It's a very easy onboarding process. There's no setup fee. It's as easy as a breeze. Try it out. And SyncBnB is one of the very few, if not the only, channel manager in the world right now that can synchronize any vacation rental channel, including your own website. Most channel managers, they synchronize Airbnb, Expedia, Booking.com, TripAdvisor, all those big sites, but not your website. SyncBnB can synchronize your website in near real time, so you never get double booking. And we also have a zero double booking guarantee, which it gives you peace of mind that you will never get a double booking while using us. Now, if you didn't get everything during this webinar, don't sweat, no problem. Everything is online on a guide on syncbnb.com. You can see the URL on the top here, or you can just search Google for build direct booking website. It's the first organic result you will find. Just make sure you don't click the paid results and click the first actual organic result and not paid. Or just visit syncbnb.com, go to the menu, find guides, and just find it from there. Or talk to us on the live chat. There's a bunch of ways to find it. It has all the videos you were seeing during the webinar, during the presentation. It has even more step-by-step details. So each step is detailed, and you can follow it step by step and create your own booking website. Remember in the beginning, I told you about an option X. I would talk to you in the end. So what option X is all this guide. Instead of you doing it and spending 8 to 10 hours to do this guide, if you don't want to do it, if you can't do it, you don't have the time, or for whatever other reason you want someone else to do it for you, we can do it for you. So for just $5.99 one-off fee, no other hidden fees, no recurring fees, just one-off payment of $5.99, one of our specialized professionals will follow this exact flow, this exact guide with your content, build your website, and deliver to you ready, with all the passwords and everything else you need to run it on your own, or just keep it and do whatever you want with it. We do not suggest you do this, by the way. We suggest that you do it on your own. If you don't want to do it on your own, then come to us. We're not making any money from this. We're just doing it to help our customers. And if you have your own direct booking website, then you need SyncBNB more. So we're just offering it for a very low amount of money. You might be wondering, okay, I built my website. What does it look like? So we'll have a look at a couple of examples of websites that were built with our website builder from customers. So this site here was built with the exact same process that we just outlined, and that you can also read in our guide online. And you can, there's two properties. There's a villa and a studio, and more information about the estate. And you can see photos here. And if you want, you can see information about the location, and the small video he found on YouTube, and just put it here, and more information about tourist attractions. And if you want to book, just click book now. It takes you to the calendar availability. So you just click here, select. You see that the red dates mean that they're already blocked, and the website knows that because it's synchronizing with SyncBNB. And you just select, the date you want to check in and the date you want to check out, how many adults, and then click search. The system will find the available properties for the specific amount of people that you want to stay, and you just select the accommodation you want to book, and then you fill out this form. As we mentioned earlier, you can modify this form and ask for the fields that you want to ask for. We've enabled a coupon, so you can ask for a coupon, and then if the customer wants to pay the total price now, he can select PayPal or credit card. Just input his credit card details and book now, and bam, booking is done, the payment is done, everything is done, and you get a notification in your email as a host about the booking. The guest gets a notification on his email about the booking, and it's all done. So that was it. That's how you create your own website. It's very easy. Anyone can do it. It costs less than $100. However, we are here to help you. If you need anything, just email me at alex@syncbnb.com, or just visit syncbnb.com and ask to talk with someone, and someone will get in touch with you and help you do it. And I wish you, happy direct bookings, many direct bookings. Stay safe. See you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.